We're dealing with a much more complex business, and meanwhile, we have to reduce our costs. So how do we do more with less? It's kind of what today is all about. Think as you're working through today about experiences that you're having and how it relates to your experience in the store. You're going to learn some concepts. You're going to learn some new tools. Most of all, I want you to have a great time as you're learning them.
Today we are going to go through a simulation where it allows you to get a flavor of what Lean Six Sigma is about. So, background.
We're raising the awareness of what the Lean Six Sigma methodology is all about and how it can be used to improve processes at Best Buy.
Do you have any questions?
To make it to that next level, we're going to have to be a lot more rigorous about the processes that we implement and how firmly we execute those processes and control and sustain them. So we're not doing the same work year after year after year.
This first round of the simulation is to experience the process as it exists today. We're not going to be changing anything in the process. We're going to be reading our job descriptions and executing against those.
What the group is doing today is running through a simulation of running their own company with a series of problems and solving those problems using the Lean Six Sigma methodology. 3, 2, 1, stop what you are doing. If you have a delivery, finish that delivery. If you're in the middle of processing something, complete it, put it in your outbox. Do you want to do this every day? No. I had the strangest feeling you wouldn't, so you're going to get a chance to make some changes. But again, first we have to understand where the work is. And we're going to do that 3 different ways. We're going to understand where the backlog is sitting in process. The customers are going to give you feedback on what they're seeing. And you're also going to get your finance managers who are doing their math right now to tell you how you're doing financially. So you have 3 primary metrics: yourselves, your customers, and your financials. So you knew when you went in and you started working on this that it didn't feel quite right. Now what do you know? You satisfied with where it's at? Yeah, I wouldn't be either. You think you can improve it based on what you know so far? Yeah. Yep, okay. We're going to use the Lean Six Sigma methodology to physically walk you through and dissect this relatively quickly as things go and see what you can do with your processes. You're trying to find the 4 big things you can do relatively quickly that get you the biggest bang for the buck. You're not going to solve everything with 4 changes, but pick the 4 that you think are going to get you much closer to what your customers want.
We got all that.
So they're literally working through the define phase, establishing measures, finding the root causes of their problems, making improvements, and finally ending the day with the final solution.
Grab your job descriptions if you need them, take your positions.
In the field, they're used to working as teams, and you see them in there doing that. They're sticking together and they're tackling their problem as a group. They're coming up with some good answers so far. We'll see how the day ends, but it looks good so far. Yellow team, you ready? All right. Round 2 is only 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Yep. All right.
Stop what we're doing. Make your final delivery. Well done. We're going to check your metrics and see if you've made any improvements on this process. But how did it feel? Ta-da! A little bit better. You made 4 changes. You only made 4 changes. You didn't have to revamp the whole process. You changed 4 things.
Be able to go through the steps and the frustration at the beginning, and then be able to realize kind of what's going on, and then developing the action plan, and then having an amazing output that is so much more simple than what you originally started with.
A phenomenal swing. Very well done. What are the processes that we go through to find the root causes of our problems? How do we make improvements as a team and execute those improvements and come up with real data that says we've gone from point A to point B? We have a much better process than we had before to go forward and get support for rolling that solution out. But ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of today was to learn, and that's why I asked you before, regardless of what the metrics say, it was to learn. Have you learned? Yes, okay.
It's been a lot of fun because, you know, everyone's put their ideas in, and the change is really, really remarkable. It's part of our culture, bringing challenge and change.
Congratulations, sir. Well done. Very well done. It's taken some people who never knew how to attack a project before, and suddenly it opens their eyes to, yep, I just have to answer these questions, then these, follow the roadmap and see where the data takes me.
How can you take this back today and make it real for you in your world? Think about it. We're all leaders. You're leaders in your business world, and your job is to make sure you steer the energy of the folks that work for you in the right direction.
We will gain the greatest strength in the Lean Six Sigma program, not by a few people doing big projects, but by masses of people doing smaller projects.